It's Faye here from Kingdom of Cards. Well, basically today I thought it would be a good time to show off our games collection to you. We've been threatening to do a video for a while, and I guess we just haven't got around to doing it. It's been busy and stuff with the move. But now I think it's finally ready. Yes! And I'm just about to pop out, but I thought, like, no time like the present, or I'll just never get around to doing it. So, hope you enjoy. Yeah, so initially it was just going to be the one games room, and that was it. Everything games rated was going to go in that room, and obviously that hadn't happened, which is probably a good thing, you know. Gaming apartment. Yeah, so if you can see to my right, there's the games room and some shelving. So let me take you back, let's walk backwards actually. Yeah, so we've got a couple of shelves in the hallway leading on to the games room then. I won't show you the board game cupboard because I do actually have a good board game cupboard, believe it or not. Again, something I thought, where are we going to put these board games? So we did have a spare cupboard with like some security switches and stuff in, and the fuse box. So that is currently our board game cupboard. But yeah, I'll show you that another time because it is a complete mess. Or maybe if we've got time, maybe I'll show you. So moving on to the hallway then. So we did say as well that, right, we've moved, we're not going to spill out the games collection into the hallway or into the rest of the house. We're just going to be solely a games room. That didn't happen, did it? So one of the main features in the living room is this. Dun dun dun. I don't know if you can see there, or if it's probably even back to front, I'm not sure. But these are our LCD games. Hang on, let me just turn this around. I'm actually in love with it. I think it's one of the best purchases I've sort of made, and this fits it really perfectly. So basically, if anyone wants to house any LCD games, get a 1920s cabinet. It's only like £30 as well, which is bargain. So moving on, we do have this little beauty. I don't know if you can see. A little cocktail arcade table, Astro Attacker. Although we did have it renovated, and we had a new PCB board put in because this one didn't work, sadly. So we've got, I think it's run by Pandora's Box now. We've got these cute little seats which were perfect from shows. So we got one on either side, and obviously there's a clock on the table. Why wouldn't there be? But obviously we're going to hang that up. That can't stay there, it affects our gaming. And the only other thing that we have in the living room is this awesome little cabinet head for my, I won't say what age, but my birthday. And that's it, I think, in the living room. So moving on to the hallway. Yeah, so these are the LCD handheld games, which I'm absolutely addicted to collecting. It started off just having one or two and just rebuying what I had from my childhood, and kind of spiraled out of control. So whenever I saw them, and they were normally at the time just a couple of pound, some of them that is, that's not like the Game and Watch and things. As you can see, I tidied up for the occasion. Not. Sorry, the battery is low. Yeah, so do you want to come in and have a look? And what I would love is a complete Nintendo Game and Watch collection. I'd absolutely love that, but they're just so pricey at the moment. And I mean, the ones we've picked up in the past weren't so cheap, but this one in particular, the Donkey Kong one, I had from eBay, Where is he? Yeah, he's just in the corner. We had it from eBay and he didn't state that it had a box. And I mean, it's got a little hole at the top and original polystyrene though. I can get that open. Nice bit of flashy polystyrene there. But that was like, I think it was like 15 quid. And it had the box as well, but now they go for quite a lot online. So I thought that was probably their best handheld bargain. And I do have quite a few more of, I don't think I've put them out in here, the Disney sort of Tiger, Games by Tiger Electronics. I've got a thing for collecting those as well as the Game & Watch. But again, we're out of the room now, haven't we? So I'm guessing another cabinet or another way of trying to store them. So if anyone knows of a way that we can do that, because obviously we're like strapped for room as well. But yeah, so those are some of our LCD handhelds. So this is basically housing most of our Game Boy collection. Let's go a bit closer. I haven't got a lot of boxed ones on Game Boy, but again, I've rebought back all the ones from my childhood. Sadly, I didn't keep my Game Boys from when I was a child. I have my sister's though, which she kindly donated and said I could have. Because basically back in the day, you're a kid and you just want pocket money, and I think I was just a bit ruthless, and we sold it in the booth for like a £5, probably with the games. This is one of my, I love this game, Jelly Boy. Weirdly, nobody remembers it. It's like a little side-scrolling platformer. I love the music in it, and it's so hard, ridiculously hard. That's the one as I had from childhood that I rebought back. A couple of Pokemon games there. I can't speak. Pokemon games. I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, who remembers Electronics Boutique? This is my original one from my Game Boy Color, which I forgot to say is actually here. Hello. So that's my original one from back in the day. I think I've got a little cool little Electronics Boutique case somewhere. But the sad thing about these Game Boy games is you can't see what they are, so I'm gonna have to like print off strips or something. Or I did see a really cool thing that someone did the other day on Instagram, and he put them in a folder he'd had from like W.H. Smith or something. The houses like normally coins. It's like a collector's little folder, so I may do that. But there we go, got some Game Gear. Here's one of the Tiger, from the Disney Tiger handhelds. The other ones are just in storage boxes at the moment. I think I got about 10 Disney ones, I want to say. But that's it really. And 2 game comms, I mean, why wouldn't you want 2 game comms? It's just a mess for every collection. All the cassette based games and a lot of the big box games in the collection. I don't know if you can see there. Oh, again, it's back to front, very cheeky Titanic PC action there. We've got a couple of old school Pong consoles. Something about the Princetronic tournament ones I absolutely love. I think there's like 6 in total, believe it or not, in the series. And check this one out, I think it's that one. That's in colour. How fab is that? Imagine being back in the day and be like, oh my god, that game has colour. Colour. I wouldn't quite say colour, but there we go. So, unboxed Mega Drive carts there. Bit messy, sorry, didn't tidy. There we go. Got a Hero Quest on the Amiga. I tried to put like out ones that I think are quite cool and basically couldn't fit in. That I used to play with my dad for hours when I was younger on the PC, Titanic Out of Time. It was really cool, and it had all these little cut screens and like people talking to you, and it was like all 3D, and just something magical about that. I think it was like 50p that was, or 60p, look. Really enjoyed that game. So we've got quite a lot of the Commodore 64 Dizzy games. Oh, two of a double there. Must for any collection. Do love the Dizzy series, Curse of Shield. Though I haven't played that one much actually. That one was more Brit. Some of Jeff Minter's games like Void Runner, Attack of the Mutant Camels, and Revenge of the Mutant Camels. I didn't know there was a second one. Picked this up recently, so I'm gonna have to play that. I just love his games, and he's a local artist as well. It's good to support local artists, and I think he's still going today as well, releasing games. He's a pro. Commodore Amiga TV modulator, brand new. Weirdly, our old concierge gave us a lot of Commodore stuff, like printers and a couple of other bits, and quite a few games, which is really nice of him. He had them in his attic and he was having to clear out and asked if we wanted them. He was such a lovely guy. So now I don't own a Commodore C16, but I found these games in the boot sale at some point and they were really cheap. Someone's obviously drawn all over that because I really like it so much. As a child I played Fire Ant and I think Icicle Works. My parents owned one. It'd be cool to own one again actually. So a Hong Kong Fooey. So that's it basically for all the stuff that's based in the hallway. We have just this one awesome Argos shelf there, little IKEA number there, and then into the games room. But while you're here, you may as well see, I don't know if I should show you actually, we got the board game cupboard. Now, I haven't been here for a while, so I don't know what it's like basically, but here's a sneaky look. Enough of that. It's just so messy and that bothers me. I need to find a way to showcase, not showcasing the game, board games, definitely not, because that would take up so much room, although I would if I could. But I'm thinking maybe we need shelving in there or something just to kind of put them more in order, and also as well the stress and the weight of some of the games on top of the other ones. I mean, some of these games have been around for so many years, haven't they? And then I'm wrecking them by putting like heavy things on top, and the boxes are getting battered because they're not very good boxes. So this is the games room. So I'm just going to walk into the games room now. Ta-da! I mean, it's only a little room, but there we go. So basically I've been using the sides of the units to put other games, and I've just nailed them in with a hammer. Just stuff we couldn't put anywhere else basically, and it's worth just using this space, to be honest. So we've got a couple of, another thing I like collecting is the grandstand, anything grandstand, and also Tiger, the Disney watches. We've got a PlayStation Hyper controller there. Okay, if you can see it there. We've got links, so we keep some of the Atari and some of the boxed items. The GX4000 is something we had from, where do we go? Bridgewater, for a good price as well, and something you never see around as well. Another Pong console. That one really cool, it's got a gun as well. Sadly in black and white. At the top of the units I've put just basically all boxed items again, well, and quite a lot of them empty boxes because we've got the stuff out. Just nice using the space and be able to showcase it as well, and it really brightens up the room. There you go, that's our GX1000 there. I don't know if you can see. Got an addiction with these Pong consoles. I've been loving collecting these as well, and not only are they're awesome to play, and they're based on obviously the games back in the day in the arcade. You've got Pac-Man, Zaxxon, Frogger, Centipede, just brilliant games. There's a very small section dedicated to the Nintendo Wii, and we haven't got a lot of SEGA Saturn ones either. But Ready to Rumble Boxing Run 2 is such a cool game. Dun, dun. Love this game so much, and obviously I'm Mama Tua every time. I love her special moves. Love that game. Probably other ones I could say that are really good actually, but oh, there goes Cappy, he's gone. And yeah, so that's a very small wee section. We've got a couple of GameCube down here. Let me move this out of the way. That's the thing, I don't like this being on the shelves because you can't see the gold behind them, so to speak. So yeah, there's a small little GameCube collection and Wii U. Again, a very small SEGA Saturn collection, but again, important games. Love Virtua Fighter 2, Die Hard Arcade, just gotta have that really, haven't you? Athlete Kings, I absolutely loved this game as a child. My sister had a SEGA Saturn and we were quite competitive. This game is brilliant, one from my childhood. Oh, something has fallen behind. Clockwork Knight was another I absolutely loved. Just the music in it as well. One of my favourites. Exhumed I haven't played yet. I'm intrigued to know what that's like. But Daytona USA, there goes another game on the floor. Obviously Pandemonium, I absolutely love that game. Here's some NES, basically our NES shelf. Got a few titles, not big collectors of Nintendo, but I do love Nintendo, but we just don't have many of the games. There's some little boxed numbers there, and weirdly that Tom and Jerry you can see on the end we had for £1 in the boot sale, which was absolutely amazing, and I'd scrolled past it and Britt said, "What are you doing?" And he took me aside, he was like, "What? Why did you just do that?" I thought it was a DVD, although that would have been cool, but it was a boxed NES game for £1. I was so chuffed with that. You know, when you come back with something from the, you hate to come back. I hate to come back empty-handed anyway. Sorry, just gonna put that back in. But so when we came back with quite a few cool things, awesome. We've got the gamer PC in the way there, but we've got Xbox on the bottom. The least important, that's where they're hidden away. Joking, and Master System. Again, quite a messy person, as you can tell, and put things back. But the most important one on there is Wolfchild. I absolutely love this game. It's such a quiet game as well, but look at the cover, it's fantastic. You know, you think you're going to play that, and there's a werewolf on it. Awesome. But no music to the game, just on the startup menu. But just with basically a few sound effects throughout the gameplay. Still a good game though. Now I'm just wrecking. didn't think we had a lot of PS1 games, but ta-da! I guess we do have one or two. But again, the stuff we've picked up, or like ones I've had, I've got a thing about rebuying stuff back from my childhood. Not buying stuff, because that would be a lot of stuff, but I mean games and things, especially if they were good to play. I guess it's just a nostalgia value, isn't it? But here are some of the PS1 games. So we've got Point Blank 3 there, ready to play, obviously, because what an awesome game that is. And now we've got a CRT. If I move to the left, where's the CRT? There we go. We can actually play stuff like that now, which is absolutely amazing. We had a friend who gave that to us but a couple of weeks back, when we had like a little game night, which was a really nice surprise. We've been watching VHS on there as well. Sad, I know. Indy 500 was quite a good watch. But yeah, moving on. So we've got obviously Hogs of War, Rick Mail for us. There we go. Actual Golf. I loved playing this with my dad again, just because the guy in there, you hit the ball in the rough or something, and the comments he used to make were just hilarious. We've got some Atari boxed games. At the very bottom we've got all my DS games. We've got quite a few in that collection. I need to find my DS actually, I've misplaced it. It's here somewhere. But because I've got two, but one of them has just disappeared. Picked up these little booties the other day. The Nintendo magazine. A few more on the floor, as you can see. Very messy. Again, it's awesome using just like little things like this on the shelf, putting some little hooks in, and that's obviously the Sonic backpack, little Mega Man lanyard, an old school pin badge there. What else have we got hanging up? Hanging out, we've got the Game Boy portable carry-all case, and obviously Sonic with my sunglasses there, hanging up on the wall. It looks quite sad being hung up on there actually. Obviously SEGA Mega Pack, I love that edition. We've got a little Tomitronic number there, and some of the limited edition Street Fighter coins hanging up. Favourite section, and one that I'm dedicated to the most, I suppose, and in collecting wise as well, is for the SEGA Mega Drive. Absolutely love SEGA and grew up with playing the Mega Drive, and it's just nice having them all out as well, because in our old flat everything was just everywhere. We had I got rid of a lot of the IKEA shelving, and we've just bought ones from Argos now because they're like single facing, because then what's the point of a double face one unless you're pushed for room? You know, you can see, oops, I shouldn't have done that, I can't put it back in. You can see everything, and if it's basically a little mini games library, I suppose, if you will. But let's take a look. Mega Drive games. Love picking up these Batman, well not particularly Batman, but these cheetah character eye sticks. And there goes Sega on the floor. Shows how much I like Sega. There we go, put him back. Him as well. Just love collecting these. Got a few now actually, probably pan to a couple more in a minute. Again, PS2 is something I definitely thought I would not collect for, and I think they're the least kind of game I'd want to showcase, because look how boring those spines are. I like how they're all, everything's uniform, everything's the same, apart from the dual couple with the black spine. There goes my PlayStation coaster. But not very nice to look at, are they really? Some will probably beg to differ and perhaps like the fact they're quite, they look quite clean and simple, and doesn't give too much about the game away, although same with the Mega Drive. I mean, some of them don't give the game away because the game isn't on the cover. so I guess PlayStation 2 probably got it right actually. In every games room you've got to have a little box of plushies, so look at them all sitting there waiting for gaming to happen. We've got the Pip-Boy, which I recently picked up because I've been loving Fallout. I'm addicted at the moment, and how cool would you be with that on your wrist, really? There's a couple more things here. We've got the R-Zone, hidden behind the door. We've got Guitar Hero Live and the Wii. It was my last ever purchase from Toys R Us actually, before it sadly shut down. And a couple of little figures. Again, not a massive figure collector, but some of these things I'd just love to have. Basically the games room. Oh, actually I'm showing you the setup, which is still work in progress. And I mean, look at this white wall at the back. We need to do something with that. Any ideas, let me know. I was thinking putting some shelving up, so that I'll be brave, drill some holes in the wall, do a bit of DIY, put some shelves up, possibly put some more LCD games up there maybe, could be a good idea. But this is our little gaming setup. Obviously when we're playing games, I like to drink French wine. Why not? Shh. So there you have it, that's most of our games collection. We've got a couple of board game cupboards and LCD games that are in our bedroom at the moment, but I won't show you that because it's so messy. They're just basically all in boxes, which is quite sad. They're all on top of each other. I don't think they're even packed that well, you know. So, but I suppose they've lasted this while. All these years, I suppose. What's a couple more weeks until we find out what we're going to do with them. But yeah, that's basically it. As you can see, the shelving for that houses all the games consoles is very, very messy at the moment. To work out a way of sorting the plug sockets out as well, and we have wire issues. So if you take a little look, maybe that's enough. No, you probably wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. It's like a horror film down there. But again, that's something I tried to sort out, and I cable tied everything and everything was in order. But then, oh, let's plug one more thing in, shall we? More plugs, and you just go out of control really. So we need to find a good way, so if anyone knows a good way of doing that as well. And that's it really. Again, thanks for watching. It's been a long time coming actually, just doing this games room tour, and hopefully it'll become better soon and we can do another little tour when it's all nice and tidy, because it was really messy. And even having things on the shelves just out of place, and having the wine bottle there, and I should have really tidied before showing you, but there we go. By then I just thought, I'm about to go out now. I'm a bit late actually, but I thought if I don't do this game tour now, I'll just never do it, and it'd be really nice to show everyone and just seem to watch it back really. But yeah, so that's it for me. See you soon. Bye.